Jayanti Mohan, Associate Professor, Coimbatore Institute of Technology, Pilamedu. Jayanti won the Excellent Teaching Award from Tamil Nadu Engineering College, Karumathambatti during his tenure. His passion is organic home garden, which has played a vital role in the Indian and Tamil society people for the healthy lifestyle. So he got he written lot of papers in the technical side and also in the behavioral side. So in this moment, I welcome once again, Madam, for your valuable presentation on accelerating social development via social entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Dr. Jayanti.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. There was a small technical glitch. I've joined back.
Okay, doctor. Over to you, doctor.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. A very warm good evening to the CMA team, Madam Vidya, Lakshmanan sir, and the entire CMA team, and all the participants who are here. It gives me immense pleasure to be a speaker in this eminent forum of Monday Musings. And the topic which I have chosen today is social entrepreneurship, which is a very interesting topic, as well as a topic which is very close to my heart. And I feel the mainstream entrepreneurship, there is a lot of work done and a lot of things are happening already in the mainstream entrepreneurship. But there is a lot of things which needs to be done in the social entrepreneurship domain, and which needs a lot of attention, and a lot of people have to come into this domain. And so I thought today I will speak about this, which is less spoken, and also the path which is not walked by many. So that is the reason why I've chosen social entrepreneurship as the topic for today's session. And with your permission, let me share my screen. Ma'am, Vidya ma'am. Vidya ma'am, can you just co-host me? I'm unable to share my screen.
Just a second. Done, doctor.
Yes, ma'am. So that is the reason why I've chosen social entrepreneurship as a topic, because all of us are talking about problems, and these are the people who talk about solutions. And we need more such people who speak about solutions and not just problems. So that's why this topic today. So social entrepreneurship is the same as any business, but the interest is not just profit and shareholders. Am I audible?
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Yes, madam, it is audible.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the interest in the case of social entrepreneurship is not just profit, but they keep the people and planet primarily, and then comes the profit. The mainstream entrepreneurship talks about shareholders' wealth, but social entrepreneurship talks about the achieving social change. And one more thing which we have to mention strongly is it's not just an NGO which does social work, which does the welfare work, and it's not a philanthropic agency, and it's not something which is done out of altruism. The entire gamut of strategies which are used for managing a profitable business is also applicable for social entrepreneurship. And one more thing which we have to emphasize is most of the social businesses, they emphasize on innovative solutions. and using technology, and they emphasize on innovation, and they also are targeting at making long-term sustainable change. So they're not just like, and we cannot just say that they are at another NGO type. No, it's not like that. They make profit, but the profit is plowed back for the benefit of the society, and that is what makes them different from charity or welfare agency. And yes, the center or kingpin of social entrepreneurship is the social entrepreneur who sees the world is full of opportunities, and when everybody sees problems, he is the person who looks at the solutions for the problems, and who wants to be the game changer in the existing field, who thinks that why don't I just don't prescribe solutions, I be the implementation team for solving problems with philanthropic bent of mind. Of course, he forms a team with like-minded people, and individually, it's very difficult to do much. So always, social entrepreneurship. The social entrepreneurship, they believe in teamwork, so they get the team of people who are like-minded, who can work with them. And money in terms of social entrepreneurship is a big issue. Not many people will invest. So there's a lot of frugality in managing the money which the social entrepreneurship gets. Whatever money he gets, there's a lot of frugality in money management, and they commit to social welfare, and they have a healthy impatience, zeal, and they believe that there is a change which can be brought upon. And with innovation and risk taking, with calculated risk taking and innovation, it's possible to bring about a solution to the problems. Excuse me. Which we see in the everyday life. So actually, the difference is there between the social entrepreneurship and mainstream entrepreneurship. Actually, in mainstream entrepreneurship, all of us are aware that profits forms the center role. Whereas in case of social entrepreneurship, it's solutions for problems, and it's like creating a social impact for people, and collaborative impact which they are creating, which is a win-win for the society and the entrepreneur, which differentiates a social entrepreneur from the mainstream entrepreneur. And of course, the mainstream entrepreneur gets a lot of financial help from VCs and funding from angel investors, but there's a lot of issue which, when it comes to social entrepreneurship, they have to make people understand their ideas, and it takes a lot of effort from the social entrepreneur's point of view for convincing people that the idea is fundable idea, and getting funds for their idea is a mammoth task in case of social entrepreneurship. And all of us are aware that 2030 is the clock is ticking, and we are working towards sustainable development goals, and all of us are collectively responsible in this venture. And looking at the existing work, looking at the existing mainstream entrepreneurship, we are unable to fulfill many of these goals, and we have a lot of problems which are coming up. But I believe that by 2030, if we have to achieve all these sustainable development goals, the solution lies with social entrepreneurs. They have proved in many fields that they carve a niche for themselves, and they are addressing these developmental goals in their own way. So 2030, if we have to achieve these sustainable development goals, definitely the baton has to be taken by more people, and who has to come into social entrepreneurship. More students and youngsters and whoever is passionate about social entrepreneurship have to take up the baton, and they have to work in these areas, So that percentage of people working in social entrepreneurial arena, if that is increased, definitely it's a doable one. The 2030 Sustainable Development Goals is a doable one, looking at the pace of the development. So now I would like to quote Professor Mohammad Yunus, who is a very interesting person and who says that, who is very passionate about social entrepreneurship and who can be rightly called as, you know, one of the forefathers of thought process in the area of social entrepreneurship. And he says that the only place where poverty should be is in museums. And Mohammed's Yunus story is very interesting, where Sir was a professor in US, and he was actually, when he came to Bangladesh, that is his home place, he noticed poverty everywhere. And he was questioning himself that, what am I doing teaching all economic theories inside the four walls of a classroom when my people in my own country, they are all suffering and they are all in adverse poverty. Excuse me. This was his feeling. So he quit his plush job in US, came back to Bangladesh, settled in Dhaka, started teaching economics in Dhaka University.
Ma'am, sorry for interrupting.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
want to take a minute and have some water? Please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry for the interruption.
Are you
No
comfortable?
problem, Dr.
Yes, I'm
Better?
comfortable. Yes, I'm
Okay.
feeling better.
Okay.
So Sir was teaching in Dhaka University. That time he noticed that when he traveled to the university workplace, there was these extreme poverty filled areas where women were making beautiful baskets, but their lifestyle wasn't improving. So Sir decided that my economics should not be in whatever I'm teaching should not be inside the four walls of a classroom, and he wanted to take that outside the classroom. So along with his students, he ventured into the village around the university, and he started talking to the women. And he found that the major problem with the village women was that they had good skills in basket making, but only issue is that they borrowed huge sums of money from the money lenders. And so whenever the baskets which they sold to people, the money they made, 75% of it went back to the sharks, the loan sharks. So again, to combat that, they borrowed more. So this was a vicious circle, and their lifestyle wasn't improving. So that is where he decided and came out with a solution that women have to be having a proper financial inclusion. So he went from bank to bank asking for loans from a proper formal bank to these helping the women to fund their venture. But banks said without collateral, they cannot lend. So that's when Yunus sir said, banks, I thought that banks are people who lend money to people who don't have money. But now I've experienced that banks will lend money only to people who already have money. That's the statement he made. And then he said, why don't we have an intervention by having something called a Grameen Bank? That is when the noble idea of Grameen Bank started. And he encouraged the women to save small sums of money, and he taught them accounts keeping and to be very meticulous and very professional in their way, in their own way, in a very small way. The work started there. And what started there become a very huge movement, and that led to a very great history of his model being followed by so many countries across. And also he was awarded Nobel Prize subsequently for his model of the Grameen Bank. So I also have so many other social entrepreneurs. Even though we have more, I've taken a few here to just showcase that it's doable. Social entrepreneurship is not something which we read and pass off. It is doable by anybody, irrespective of caste, creed, age, education. Excuse me. So I have few examples here. So apart from Mohammad Yunus, we also have Bill Drayton, one of the pioneers in the field of social entrepreneurs, and where he started a foundation called Ashoka, which is for innovators for public in 1980, which takes a multifaceted approach to finding and supporting social entrepreneurs globally. So Bill Drayton can also be called one of the foremost thinkers in the area of social entrepreneurship. And of course, we cannot pass off without mentioning Sanjit Bankar Roy, our own Delhi-based social entrepreneur. Now he is doing his venture in Rajasthan, which was he founded a college called Barefoot College in 1972, which is a solar-powered venture for the poor. There, the women, the poor rural women of 8th standard and 10th standard, they are taught to repair solar gadgets, and they now travel to teach the solar engineering to other women. So this model is also, his model is also a very good model, which is shown the path of excellence in the area of social entrepreneurship. So these are all the pioneers, and following their footsteps, now we have lots of people venturing into the area of social entrepreneurship. And I think we are very proud to say that we have our Coimbaturian, who is Arunachalam Muruganandam, very popularly known as Padman because of the movie which is taken on his life story. And his story is also a very interesting one. He's from the Coimbatore, and he is very familiar to all of us. And when what started as a Arunachalam Muruganandam sir comes from a very middle class, humble background, and his education is 10th class. And his quest for innovation came when his household said that they cannot afford a sanitary pad, because the women in the household, if they they spend for sanitary pads, the milk budget in the house would be cut. So that was a statement which he got from his wife, which disturbed him. Then he started studying what is going on in the market, and he found out that all the sanitary pads which are available in the market are sold by the MNCs, are very premiumly priced, more than the price which it should be. And that is where he took up an idea that he will invent a low-cost sanitary pad making machine, which will benefit so many women across India. And he started focusing on his idea, and he started developing his idea. He faced a lot of hardships in between when the testing phase. Even entire family, they left him. He was left alone with his dream and his mission. Even his wife did not understand him at a particular point of time, but he was very particular that he will achieve what he wanted. And he, with lot of hardships, he invented this low-cost napkin making machine, and he went to IIT Madras, and he pitched his idea as the Innovation and Incubation Center saw future in the idea. they funded his venture, initial venture. And that's when he started Jayashree Industries, which is actually manufacturing low cost sanitary pad making machines. And he now is a very renowned speakers in IIMs and other premium forums. And he is very proud about his innovation, and he is very particular that his patent is not sold to any MNCs, and he will actually support only the women self-help groups, actually, which is the model which we have borrowed from Grameen Bank. And we have this women self-help group model, which is functioning in India. So he says that he will give his machines to women and he will give them training. It's already done. And the women who get trained with the machine, they manufacture these sanitary pads and they sell the sanitary pads at low cost in rural areas. And he is also planning to expand the production of these machines to 106 nations. He is asking that a very profound question he is asking in his TED speech is that a man of less education with 10th class, I have innovated and I have given back to the society. And you people are more educated than me. What is your contribution or what is your giving back to the society? This is the profound question which Mr. Arunachalam Muruganandam puts to the audience wherever he speaks. His life is very inspiring, and his entrepreneurial journey with lot of hardships is also one which all of us will appreciate. And next we have a social entrepreneur, Urvashi Shahini, and she also had certain disturbances like women. Her sister was actually burnt alive, and that distress made her to do something for the women. And she understood that it's only by education that women can be brought out of problems. And so she actually started Study Hall Education Foundation, an organization which is offering education to the most disadvantaged girls in India. And she has actually worked over with 900 schools and changed the life of 150,000 girls directly and 270,000 girls indirectly. And she was felicitated with Social Entrepreneur of the Year award in 2017 for her selfless act of dedication and passion. What she experienced in her life was distress. She could have just be in that agony and she had gone by, but instead she decided to take that as a positive, and she started creating positivity in the lives of so many women and girl children in the form of educating them, especially in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, of course. So these are the two states where her foundation is working. And next comes this person, Harish Hande. Even today, we have a lot of villages in India which are not having electrification. And we just pass by the news. But he became a solution by pioneering a remarkable innovation in the form of sustainable energy source by having rural solar financing program in India, which is company called Celco. And now he has distributed over 120,000 installations and has more than 25 operating retail and service centers in Karnataka alone. So one person, of course, with his team has created a big impact in the lives of these people. And I also would like to quote here, the next is Jeru Bilmoria. She is a renowned social entrepreneur, and her area of work is in the area of child safety. And she has been her idea of setting up the child line that aims at help in the form of healthcare assistance, especially for children. Her parents were in the area of social work, and she had an inclination towards social work right from her childhood. And she always wanted to give back something to the society. And that is when she started Childline. And she's also felicitated with Call Social Entrepreneurship Squab and Ashoka Fellow, an award in appreciation to her work. So next is this person, Mr. Anshu Gupta. All of us have a lot of unused clothes at home. When we open our bureaus, we have a lot of clothes which we don't use. And we also keep it, thinking that we will donate it when the time comes. That time will never come, or it will be like, it will be lying there. But on the other side, there are a lot of people who need such clothes. So on the one side, you have people who are having a lot of clothes and on the which are unused. On the other side, you have people who are in need for those clothes. So Mr. Anshu Gupta connected these two dots, and he started. He's a professional, media professional. When he saw that there is a lot of need, he started connecting both the dots, and he founded a social enterprise called Gunj, where they collect the used clothing from the people and they sort them, sew them, fix them, and distribute the clothing to the poor. And they have a team of volunteers and staff who are helping in the work. And during the time of natural calamities, what work Gunj has done is been highly acknowledged, especially in Tamil Nadu and Kerala and Gujarat. They have done a lot of work through the organization of distributing the clothing to poor people. So that is the story of Anshu Gupta, where giving back in the form of clothes which are unused to by getting the clothes and then giving to the poor who need it. Now we have Sumita Ghosh. On the one side, you have a lot of artisans and weavers who make beautiful dresses, saris, and everything, which when sold to middlemen, the profit percentage becomes very less for the weavers. And we know that a lot of weavers, the next generation, the weavers are telling that their children should not come into the weaving profession. The main reason is they don't find the same profit. They don't want their children to suffer. So there is a lot of good work done by the weavers, but majority of the profit goes to the middlemen. So here comes Sushmita Ghosh. She actually is the founder of Ashoka Changemakers, an open-ended platform for social innovation. And what she has done is, she is reviving the craftsmanship and talent that is unharnessed in the rural India. And she started with Rangasutra, a retail chain from Fab India, which actually gives the profit, fair profit to the weavers, and which is being marketed under the brand of Rangasutra, which comes under Fab India. So with her marketing gamut and Fab India, she is using that platform for showcasing the work of rural artisans and weavers. So now we have another social problem. Most of the youth, they come from villages to the urban areas seeking work. When they come, there is a huge difference between the skills what they possess and what the employment market needs. So what happens, they end up doing menial jobs, and they also get paid very less. So there's a lot of gap which is there, a skill gap is there. So Mr. Santosh Parulekar wanted to do something about this, and that's where he started People Tree, which is a company that aims to impart training to the rural youth. And because of the skill they get in the by company, they are able to get decent jobs in the company. And they have trained over 1,500 workforce, And because of the success of this venture, they also are wanting to expand this venture pan India. I also have one more story of madam where she wanted to address the same problem of rural unemployment. Actually, this company is called Desi Crew. And what she has done is she understood that in the rural areas, women, it's very difficult to find jobs for rural women, especially with less education. So she has started a rural BPO, which is called Desi Crew. And the BPO itself is set up in the rural areas. And women cycle to work. Women with 10th class education or 8th class education are enrolled in these BPOs, and they cycle to work, and they are provided with decent salaries, and they get the work of government and other departments, which they do it in the business process, and they give it back. So there are people who are addressing rural employment by their own way. So one is Mr. Santosh Parulekar. And we have the story of Ajaita Shah. She again is working in the area of technological solutions to remote villages at cheapest price possible. And she is supplying solar energy powered products to rural India at an extremely affordable cost. Now the company has sold over 10,000 solar solutions, and they are trying to help every remotest corner of the country. So now we have a professor from IIM Bangalore who is Trilochan Shastri, who is again not very satisfied with just being there, and he started a public interest litigation foundation where it's called Association for Democratic Reforms, and that scrutinizes the election procedures in India. Besides this, Professor Trilochan Shastri also heads an NGO for the upliftment of farmers. We have a very young girl who is Bisman Diu, and the company what she is found is called Greenwood. And many of you would just be surprised what this youngster has done, because all of us who are from rural India, we know that after the crops are harvested, the fields are set fire. So that creates a lot of air pollution. That is the case with in northern India also. So in case of farmers, in the case of Punjab and Haryana, they set the fire, and after the harvesting for the straw. And Dio saw how crop burning on her family farms was affecting the environment, and she started that she should do something about it. And she experimented in her parents' kitchen, and she invented a sustainable building material from the rice waste, which can be used as a base for building houses in these areas. Now, that's not the end of it. It's also a way by which the rural women, if can be empowered. If extended further, it can provide a lot of employment for rural women. If this venture is extended further, a lot of rural women will get employment by making the bricks out of the rice husk, which is already proven material and which is in the area of sustainable housing. And now she is studying as a student at University of Warwick, and she started an organization called Color the World Pink, which encourages girls to become leaders and entrepreneurs at a very young age. So age is not a bar for social entrepreneurship, caste is not a bar, or really anything, the education is also not a bar. So we are seeing a lot of examples like that. So now this a passionate social entrepreneur is Ishita Anand, and she is the founder of the social crowdfunding platform, where she is managed to help diverse causes like sponsoring national ice hockey and Nepal earthquake, and also animal shelter for sustainable sustainability of an animal shelter in Delhi. So her crowdfunding platform is supporting varied social causes like that. And this youngster is Aditya Agarwala. He studied computer science, but his interest is in doing something for the farmers. And we know that in India, the major problem is farmers work very hard and they don't get the money or profits what is intended for them. Majority of the profits are eaten away by the middlemen or the mandi owners when they take their crops to the mandis. Because of the dominance of the mandi owners, the farmers, in spite of their hard work, they are unable to enjoy the benefits of their hard work. So this youth developed an app that helps farmers more income from their crops by eliminating the middlemen who takes the majority of the profits. Even though agriculture is done by 70% of rural families, we know what is the plight of agriculture in India today and what is the economic status of farmers due to the middlemen and mandi system, which is eating away the money which farmers have to get it. It's not they're not getting enough for the work what they're doing. So this youth is given a solution by his application where farmers are able to track the proper market prices for their products and they can demand the market prices for their products. So you might be thinking that I'm just speaking more about the entrepreneurs or social entrepreneurs from other states, but we have a couple of them in Coimbatore also. And one such organization is Noel Go Green. And this organization, the seed started right here in Coimbatore. And this actually, even though the organization started in Coimbatore, now the social entrepreneur has moved back to her village due to the pandemic lockdown. She found that working in her village would be better than working in from city. And so this organization, what it is doing is, it is actually doing its part to save the Mother Earth by introducing eco-friendly products. And especially the entrepreneur is making reusable fridge or multi-purpose bags that can be used to refrigerate fruits or vegetables in the fridge, and reusable cotton grocery bags that will stop bringing tons of plastic bags home. We all know that plastic bag is a big menace to the environment, and still we carry on and on with this. And here comes our social entrepreneur, where Menaka Sudhakar, she actually is the person behind this venture. She was working in UK for quite some time, where she noticed sustainability is made as a way of life. And when she came back to India, she wanted to work in the area of social entrepreneurship, and she volunteered with Noel, the organization which works in the domain of entrepreneurship. After her volunteering experience, she decided she will take up the plastic bag issue as her issue where she wanted to provide a solution. And so she wanted to provide an alternative to that by actually providing a cloth bag which will be an alternative to the plastic bags. I know the solution is not very unique. It's a very cliche solution. All of you would say that. Of course, all of us are doing that. What's great in this? Yeah, the entrepreneurial part comes much later. That is, when Manaka Madam visited her hometown, which is in Chedimuttur near Pollachi, a small hamlet, she found that most of her village women are unable to earn wages to support their families. And there, Madam decided to connect the dots, and she decided that she will set up her venture there, which will be a twin purpose. That is, her venture will provide opportunities for the rural women as employment opportunity. At the same time, the product will be a solution to the environment. And that's where Noel Go Green seed was sown. And she started Noel Go Green. And she started with a small group of women. She taught them stitching and sewing, and they started making cotton bags. And the marketing part was done by Madam Menaka, and the bags were made at the makeshift shed in near her hometown. And what started as a small venture is now grown in a very big way, and Madam is now marketing uh, her products in Amazon, and she's also marketing, and she's also doing quite a bit small way. She's also exporting. So now she has solved two problems. One is she has provided a solution to the existing problem of replacement for the plastic bag. At the same time, she also has provided employment to the rural women who otherwise would not find much of avenues to get economically independent. Now, this group of women they are a team who work for Noel Go Green, and now today they are a very happy lot that they are able to support 30 women and their families are supported by Noel Go Green. I'm sure this figure would have grown. I'm taking a very old data, and they are able to see smiles on the faces of rural women. And Madam has also ventured into other areas with this success. Now she has seen success in one area. Now she wants to scale up, and she is now ventured into so many other verticals. Like, for example, now her products are not only bags. When she started, she made only bags. And today, her product portfolio is rich. She's making sari bags, she's making grocery bags, she's making fridge bags, and she's making stationery from sustainable materials. And she's also into spices, and she's making other bags, and also into handmade soaps. So need not necessarily what started small and small. Now she is into this gamut of so many other products. So this picture shows the her sari bags, what she's making in that village by the rural women, and she's marketing pan India. And of course, she's also doing a bit of exports. So this is the grocery bag. And she says that the change first has to start with the fridge, because most of the women tuck in the plastic bags inside the fridges. So she's very particular that we start the change with the fridge. Then she's making stationery with sustainable materials. And sometimes she puts seeds into these pencils. After use, even if you throw the pencil, the last part of the pencil, still the pencil is reusable in the new life comes out of it. A plant comes out of the pencil or pen, what she is supplying to the people. So she's also working in this area of spices. Apart from the previous said bags, she's also making other bags for other purposes. Her bags are available in Amazon. And she's also making handmade soaps, herbals, etc. Now, the more people are getting employed from her venture. So the examples are many. We have lots of examples like this, where we have social entrepreneurships who work in the niche area, and they don't wait for solutions from others. Rather, they be the solution provider for the social problems. when they look at the problem, they focus on the problem and they find solutions for the problem. But social entrepreneurship has its own set of challenges because it's not a mainstream one and it's not something which is tried by everybody. So you don't find every day, you don't bump into a social entrepreneur. We see mainstream entrepreneurship every day, but very rarely we bump into social entrepreneurs. The reason is, yeah, the challenges we have a lot in the area of social entrepreneurship, like a study data, which is given here. The major challenges, which says that the funding is a major challenge, even though you have an idea which will change the world, but the grant funding is a major challenge, and which is followed by capital, which is followed by lack of skilled human resources. Not everybody would be like to be employed in a social enterprise. People are happy to be working for a enterprise which is making profit, but when we say it's social enterprise, people hesitate. And of course, we have other reasons like taxation, lack of awareness, understanding of social enterprises by financial institutions, and lack of access to public facilities and services. So we have quite a lot of challenges. Even these are very few which are listed here. When we go and see in reality, the challenges cannot be just brought just in a one graph. There are a lot of real challenges which comes from the field. So that makes the social entrepreneurs, number of people coming into the social entrepreneurship are less. Looking at one of the very an important person, Mr. S. Gopalakrishnan, past president CII, he says that India's social entrepreneurship ecosystem is one of the unique and most diverse and offers countless opportunities. There are multiple possibilities to connect with local partners and adopt innovative solutions to India's numerous social challenges in the field of education, healthcare, agriculture, renewable energy, manufacturing, and skill development. So we actually have gamut of opportunities for social entrepreneurship, and in future I think it's going to be increasing only because the problems are more and we need a lot of people who are solution providers for these problems. So there are a lot of opportunities in the area of social entrepreneurship. To conclude, I would like to say that social entrepreneurship holds the key for future development in India. And in the days to come, social entrepreneurs will play a crucial role in the advancement of social changes. And the best thing about social entrepreneurship is that they don't measure their success by financial gains, but they measure it by number of people they are able to reach and what positive impact is created by them. So in the coming days, social entrepreneurship and social businesses will be in the mainstream substantially, and definitely we will have more positive impact in the society in the area of social entrepreneurship. And I strongly believe that social entrepreneurship will accelerate social development, and this percentage of people who have to come into this have to increase. So due to lack of awareness or due to inhibition, due to any reason, the number of people who are taking up social entrepreneurship is less. And if this percentage increases, I'm sure we will have accelerating growth in the area of social development. So with this, I thank the CMA team and the participant for their patient listening and the time. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
இந்த உரையில சமூக வளர்ச்சியின் முடுக்கமானது சமூக அக்கறை கொண்ட தொழில் முனைவோர் மூலமாகவே ஏற்படுகின்றது. அதாவது சமூக வளர்ச்சியினுடைய ஆக்சிலரேட்டர் ஆஃப் சோசியல் டெவலப்மெண்ட் அந்த சமூக அக்கறை கொண்ட தொழில் முனைவோர் மூலமாக ஏற்படுகிறது என்பதை நல்ல தெள்ள தெளிவாக பல உதாரணங்கள் மூலமாக சொன்னீங்க. அதுல குறிப்பிடத்தக்க வகையில இருக்கக்கூடியவர் அருணாச்சலம் முருகானந்தம். அவர் அந்த தொழில் முனைவோருக்கு அவர் எடுக்கும் போது அவருக்கு அவங்க ஃபேமிலிலேயே சப்போர்ட் பண்ணல. அந்த சானிட்டரி நாப்கின் அவர் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பார், எவ்வளவு நேரம் அந்த ஈரப்பதத்தை அது உறிஞ்சுங்கிறதெல்லாம் இடுப்புல வந்து கட்டிட்டு அவர் வந்து தெரு தெருவா வந்து அவர் வாக்கிங் போயிட்டு அவர் அனுபவிச்ச கஷ்டங்கள் வந்து ஏராளம். அது அவருக்கும் நம்ம வந்து சிஎம்ஏ சார்பா ஒரு விருதும் கொடுத்திருக்கோம். இந்த தொழில் முனைவோருக்கு வந்து பிரச்சனைகளை தீர்ப்பதில் முன்னோடியாக இருக்கிறார்கள். அதற்கு குழு வேலையாக டுகெதர் எவரி ஒன் அச்சீவ்ஸ் மோர் என்ற கொள்கையின்படி செயல்படுகிறார்கள். மணி மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் என்கின்ற ஒரு முறையிலும் அவர்கள் பல இன்னல்களையும் சந்தித்தாலும் இன்னோவேஷன் வித் ரிஸ்க் டேக்கிங் என்கிறது தான் ரொம்ப முக்கியமா இருக்கு. அதுல நீங்க சொன்னீங்க கால்குலேட்டட் ரிஸ்க் டேக்கிங்னு. இந்த அருணாச்சலம் முருகானந்தம் எல்லாமே வந்து ரியல் ரிஸ்க் டேக்கர். அவரெல்லாம் கால்குலேட்டே பண்ணல. அவர் வந்து அந்த மெஷினை கொண்டு போகும்போது வில்லேஜ்ல கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கறதுக்கு அங்க போக்குவரத்து வசதி இல்ல. அவர் என்ன பண்ணாருன்னா அந்த வில்லேஜ் ரூரல்ல மெஷினை டிஸ்மேண்டில் பண்ணிடுவார். அந்த மெஷினையே டிஸ்மேண்டில் பண்ணி அங்க கொண்டு போய் தான் அசம்பிளே பண்ணுவார். அப்ப அந்த வில்லேஜ்ல வண்டி வாகனமே போகாது. குதிரை வண்டி, மாட்டு வண்டி அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய ஃபெசிலிட்டி இல்ல. அந்த டிஸ்மேண்டில் பண்ண மெஷினை கொண்டு போய் அங்க அவரே அசம்பிள் பண்ணி அந்த ரூரல்ல புரட்சி படைத்தவர் வந்துதான் அருணாச்சலம் முருகானந்தம். நீங்க நிறைய பேரை வந்து சொன்னீங்க மேடம். ஊர்வசி சாணி, அன்சு குப்தா, சுஸ்மிதா கோஸ், அஜய்தா ஷா, சோலார் எனர்ஜியில் எல்லாமே அவங்க வந்து ரொம்ப சோசியல் என்டர்பிரினர்ஷிப்ல வந்து பண்ணியிருக்காங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்க. இதுல கோயம்புத்தூர்ல 25 ஆண்டுகளாக கோயம்புத்தூர்ல இதே சோலார் எனர்ஜியில மிகவும் புகழ்பெற்ற ஒரு இடத்துல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு நிறுவனம் தான் நம்மளுடைய மலுமிச்சம்பட்டியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மேக் சோலார் சிஸ்டம்ஸ். நிறைய பேருக்கு மேக் சோலார் சிஸ்டம்ஸ்னா இன்னும் நிறைய பேருக்கு தெரியாது. மேக்ங்கிறது வந்து மணிகண்டமூர்த்தி, அன்பழகன், கங்காதரன் இந்த 3 பேரும் பார்ட்னரா சேர்ந்ததுனாலதான் மணிகண்டமூர்த்திக்கு எம், அன்பழகனுக்கு ஏ, கங்காதரனுக்கு ஜி. அதை வச்சுதான் மேக் சோலார் சிஸ்டம் இன்னைக்கு 25 ஆண்டுகளாக கோயம்புத்தூர்ல வந்து அகில இந்திய அளவிலும் அயல் நாடுகளிலும் இந்த சோலார் எனர்ஜி அண்ட் சிஸ்டத்தை வந்து சிறப்பாக செஞ்சு கொண்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க. மறுபடியும் நம்ம இந்த நொய்யல்னு சொல்லும் பொழுது அதுக்கு ஆணித்தரமாக வித்திட்டவர் வந்து பிரிகால் எம்டி வனிதா மோகன் மேடம் தான். அந்த பிரிகால் எம்டி வனிதா மோகன் வந்து ஒரு திட்டத்தை கொண்டு வந்தாங்க. நொய்யலுக்கு 100. ஒவ்வொரு மிடில் கிளாஸ் ஃபேமிலியும் ஒரு 100 ரூபாய் கொடுக்க முடியும். அந்த நொய்யலுக்கு 100ன்னு சொல்லி எல்லாம் பொதுமக்கள் கிட்ட இருந்து வசூல் பண்ணித்தான் அந்த ஆறு வந்து பேரூர்ல இருந்து அப் டு திருப்பூர் வரையும் அவங்க வந்து கிளீன் பண்ணாங்க. அவங்க எடுத்து அயராத முயற்சி. அப்புறம் சிறது அரசியல் சாயம் பூசப்பட்டதுனால அவங்களால மேலும் சிறப்பாக செய்ய முடியல. அதனால அந்த ஒரு நிகழ்வையும் சொல்றேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இன்னைக்கு இருக்கக்கூடியது மஞ்சப்பை. எல்லாருமே வந்து ஒரு மஞ்சப்பையை தூக்கிட்டு போறதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு கூச்சப்படக்கூடிய ஒரு பெண்மணிகள் நிறைய பேர் இருக்காங்க. அது ஆண்களானாலும் சரி, பெண்களானாலும் சரி. இன்னைக்கு சண்டே மட்டன் வாங்குறதுனாலும் அந்த பிளாஸ்டிக்ல கருப்பு கலர் பிளாஸ்டிக்ல சுத்தி கொடுக்குற பழக்கம் இன்னும் நிறைய இருந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ஏன் மஞ்சப்பையில இலை வச்சுதான் கொடுப்பாங்க அந்த காலத்துல. இலை, வாழை இலையில மட்டன் போடுவாங்க, ஃபிஷ் போடுவாங்க. அதை வந்து ஒரு பைக்குள்ள வந்து அழகா எடுத்துட்டு வருவாங்க. இன்னைக்கு நாம வந்து எதுவுமே அவங்களுக்கு வந்து சப்போர்ட் பண்றதே இல்லை. அப்ப எப்படி மஞ்சப்பை புரட்சி வருங்கிறது ஒரு கேள்விக்குறியாத்தான் இருக்கு. அரசாங்கம் மட்டும் செஞ்சா பத்தாது, பொதுமக்களும் அதுக்கு வந்து கண்டிப்பாக வந்து ஆதரவு அளிக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறது தான் சிஎம்ஏனுடைய வேண்டுகோளாக இருக்கிறது. இறுதியாக நான் சொல்றதுன்னா, ஆரோக்கியம் என்றது எல்லாரும் வேணும்னு விரும்புறாங்க சோசியல்ல. இட் இஸ் அ கம்ப்ளீட்னஸ் காம்பினேஷன் ஆஃப் பிசிக்கல், மென்டல் அண்ட் சோசியல் வெல்பீயிங், நாட் மெர் த ஆப்சன்ஸ் ஆஃப் டிசீசஸ். இன்னைக்கு வந்து எனக்கு நோய் இல்லைங்கிறது மட்டும் ஆரோக்கியம், முழுமையான ஆரோக்கியம் சொல்ல முடியாது. இன்னைக்கு சமூக அக்கறை வேணும், அக்கௌண்டபிலிட்டி வேணும். ரோடு குண்டும் குழியுமா இருக்குன்னா அதை தாங்கிட்டு தான் நம்ம போறோம். சாலைகள் வந்து டிச்சு, சாக்கடைகள் எல்லாம் தெருவுல போனாலும் நம்ம அதை கண்டுக்காம தான் போறோம். அதுக்கு வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து கார்பரேஷன்ல வந்து கம்ப்ளைண்ட் நம்பர்ஸ் வந்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இந்த ஏரியால இந்த இடத்துல இருந்தா நீங்க கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணலான்னு. அப்ப நம்ம வந்து ஒரு அக்கறை எடுத்து மூலமாகத்தான் இந்த சோசியல் ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஷிப் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ஆக்கமும் ஊக்கமும் கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னு நான் நம்புறேன். எல்லாத்துக்கும் மேல இந்த ஒயர்கூடை அப்படின்னு வந்து ஒரு முறைகளை வந்து பார்க்கும்போது அதுல வந்து மருதமலைக்கு போயிருந்தோம். மருதமலையில பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு அம்மா வந்து இந்த மாதிரி பேக், இந்த பேகை வந்து அவங்களே பின்னி, இது வந்து மலையாள பட்டாலும் சரி, எதானாலும் சரி ஒன்னும் ஆகாது. ஈஸியா கம்ஃபர்டபுளா கோயிலுக்கு போகும்போது, மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு போகும்போது, பர்ச்சேஸ்க்கு போகும்போதெல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி ஒயர் கூட எடுத்துட்டு தான் ஒரு காலத்துல போயிட்டு இருந்தாங்க பெண்கள். அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் நாகரீகம் வளர வளர பிளாஸ்டிக்ங்கிற சைத்தான் வந்து உள்ள போகுது. அதுக்கு முன்னால எல்லாம் நாங்க சின்ன வயசா இருக்கும்போது இந்த ஒயர் கூடையை வீட்லயே பெண்கள் வந்து பின்னுவாங்க. ஸோ இன்னும் நம்ம அந்த முறைக்கு நம்ம மாறினோம்னா நம்ம நிறைய வந்து அந்த பிளாஸ்டிக் கழிவுகளை எல்லாம் ஆத்துல கொட்டுறது, அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை நம்ம ட்ரைனேஜ்ல போடுறது, சமூகத்துல நம்மளே வந்து நிறைய விஷயங்கள்ல வந்து அந்த பிளாஸ்டிக்ங்கிறது வந்து நம்ம கூட அறியாம வந்தது. இன்னைக்கு மாவு கட்டி கொடுக்குறாங்க இல்லைங்களா? ஒரு காலத்துல பாத்திரம் தான் கொண்டு போய் மாவு வாங்குவாங்க. இன்னைக்கு வீதிக்கு வீதி பாருங்க, அது பிளாஸ்டிக் பேக்ல தான் அந்த 1/2 கிலோ மாவு, 1 கிலோ மாவுன்னு எல்லாம் 1/4 கிலோ மாவு வித்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. இது மாவு நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணிக்குவோம், அந்த கழிவான பிளாஸ்டிக் எங்க போகுது அப்படிங்கிறது தான் ஒரு கேள்விக்குறி. எல்லாரும் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணி இதுக்கு வரணும்னு கேட்டுக்கிறேன். டாக்டர் ஜெயந்தி மோகன் அவர்கள் அழகா, தெளிவா, பொறுமையா, அவருக்கு சில நேரம் உடல் உபாதை கூட வந்தது, அவங்கனால கண்டினியூ அதை கூட அவங்க பொருட்படுத்தாம நம்ம சிஎம்ஏ அன்பர்களுக்கு தெளிவா சொல்லணும் அப்படிங்கிறதுல நல்ல முறையில ஒரு பிபிடி எல்லாம் பிரசன்டேஷன் பண்ணி அதுல நிறைய பேருடைய எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் எல்லாம் தெளிவா கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ சோசியல் என்டர்பிரனர்ஸ் வந்து நிறைய பேர் வந்து உருவாகணும். அப்படி உருவானா மட்டும்தான் நம்மளது வந்து 140 கோடி பேர்ல எண்ணி எடுத்தோம்னா 140 பேரை கூட நம்மளால சொல்ல முடியாது சோசியல் என்டர்பிரனர்ஷிப். 140 கோடி மக்கள் இந்தியாவில வச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க, அதான் உண்மை. ஆனா அதுல 140 பேரை கூட நம்மளால ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண முடியல. 1 கோடிக்கு ஒரு பேரை ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணா கூட நம்ம 140 பேரை ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணலாம். அதனால உங்களை போல இருக்கிறவங்க இந்த சிஎம்ஏவோட நிறுத்தாம ஒவ்வொரு காலேஜ்லயும் எப்பப்ப வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்குதோ அந்த கல்லூரியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பெண்களுக்கும் கல்லூரியில் படிக்கக்கூடிய மாணவ மணிகளுக்கு இந்த கருத்தியெல்லாம் எடுத்து சொன்னீங்கன்னா அவங்களும் சோசியல் என்டர்பிரனரா மாறி இந்தியாவினுடைய வளர்ச்சிக்கும் மறுமலர்ச்சிக்கும் உறுதுணையாக இருப்பாங்க. மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை டாக்டர் ஜெயந்தி மோகன் அவர்களுக்கும் இந்த ஜூம் மீட்டிங்கில் பங்கு பெற்று அதனால் பலன் பெற்ற அனைவருக்கும் சிஎம்ஏயின் சார்பாக உளம் கனிந்த நல்வாழ்த்துக்களையும் நன்றிகளையும் கூறிக்கொள்வதில் இந்த ஏஆர் லக்ஷ்மணன் பெருமை அடைகிறேன், உவகை அடைகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
நன்றி சார்.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jayanti, for your valuable inputs. You showed us that irrespective of caste, creed, age, or any background, people can change, make a change in the entire world. And Lakshmanan sir சொன்ன மாதிரி அவர் இன்னும் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் கொடுத்து இன்னும் இது பண்ணாருங்க, நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூர்ல எப்படி எல்லாரும் பண்றாங்கன்னு. So, and I also want to take it further by saying that social responsibility is not just the responsibility of entrepreneurs. As an individual, charity begins at home. So in the forum la namma eduthittalum, each and every person here should take a stand that I will reduce, I will reuse, and I will make a change in my own home, and then it will go further out. So I request all of y'all to make that change, conscious decision that yes, I will stop using something plastic or something. You can always change to glass or whatever it is, mud pots. Nariya idu irukku nowadays.
Madam, we may avoid thermoplastics, thermosetting plastics. It is a ones, plugs, laptop parts, TV parts, all are thermosetting plastics that may be used, but thermoplastics that should be recyclable. Plastics are in two categories. One is thermoplastics, another one is thermosetting plastics. Thermosetting plastics are very usable for the electricity resistance.
Thank you, sir. So
Thank you,
I
madam.
now ask if there is any questions.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
This is Sriraman.
Yes, sir.
DJ. Yeah. Ma'am, this is Sriraman from DJ Academy. It
Yes,
was
tell
such
me,
a
sir.
wonderful session, madam. It was so nice listening to you. Actually, I was traveling and it was so pleasant to me listening to the kind of examples you have been giving. It was a very nice session, madam. Thank you so much for giving this session today for us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, sir.
If there are a few messages saying that it was a wonderful session and they say thank you. Where adachi questions yarachi kitta irundanga, please go ahead.
Ma'am, this is again Sriraman. Just one
Yes,
question
sir.
for the benefit of the students.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to the social entrepreneurship, madam, are there
Yes, sir.
any kind of support which the government offers in terms of funding or something like that?
Yes, sir. Actually, these incubation centers are there, which are helping exclusively for social entrepreneurs. There are incubation centers. which actually supports. In fact, in Coimbatore, we have sustainable incubation center, which is floated by AIC. It's called AIC Race. It's inside the Ratnam College. They actually support sustainable ideas, and they already have 85 plus startups working in the area of sustainable development goals. Not necessarily all are social entrepreneurs, but they're working in the area of sustainable development goals. So we have such pan-India incubators which help, and we also have in IIT Madras, we have these incubation centers are there which will support and handhold the ideas and make it a reality. Implementation part, they help.
Okay, fine, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sriram. Thank you, madam. If there are no other questions, can we wrap up the session?
Yes, ma'am. So once again, on behalf of CMA, on behalf of CIT, and on behalf, I thank the CMA team and all the participants who have given their valuable time for this session. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, sir.
ma'am.
Thank you, all the participants,
Thank
and
you,
good
ma'am.
night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.